So next year, there's a huge possibility that the White House card is going to happen, and Dana White has been mentioning a lot about Conor, wanting to have Conor on his card at the White House. And am I the only one that does not want to see that? Like, I would actually prefer having John Jones over Conor. You know, John Jones was, let's say, more active than Conor McGregor. Granted, Jones, he did ruin UFC 200, and he did pull, like, they don't want to sign against Tom Aspinall, but he is more active, and he does have a possibility to be Tom Aspinall. Like, that would be a huge main event. But Dana White made it clear that he does not want to have John Jones, and he would prefer to have Conor. But the issue with Conor is, if you're gonna bring Conor, who is he gonna fight? And so people are talking about, oh, Michael Chandler or Nate Diaz or someone else. I don't remember right now. Those two are pretty much, well, Chandler should be retired. He's 38. He's on a losing streak, and he's very inactive, especially because he was waiting for Conor. And Nate Diaz has been inactive for a long time. And so my issue with this problem is, why do we want to see two old fighters take the spotlight from active superstars right now? And so you're thinking, well, if it's not going to be Conor, what do you want to see for the main event? And what I want to see is two active fighters that are on the top of their game, that one represents the US and the other one represents another country. And right now, there's currently no UFC American male champs, but there is a UFC champ right now that does have a bit of a history with an American fighter who represents the US. More so the Hawaii, but he at the end of the day is an American fighter. And I would love to see this rather than Conor McGregor, if not John Jones. If not have John Jones versus Tom Aspinall for co-main, but Dana made it clear. And so in my opinion, this is the best thing we could see for UFC White House. Topuria versus Holloway for the main event, and for the July 4th White House card. This is the best event, in my opinion, you could have from both worlds. We have a Conor McGregor clone. He's more technical, the pound for pound number one right now. If number two, if you think Islam is better, but whatever, that's a whole different argument. This is an amazing fight. Topuria's hardest fight as a champ was Holloway. He went to the third round and was able to land those kicks really nicely against a boxing style Topuria. And at lightweight, it's an interesting conversation to have. Like, is Holloway at lightweight much more dangerous and pose a bigger threat against Topuria, who, let's be honest, he is a featherweight at the end of the day. He's still very small for lightweight, and Max Holloway fits nicely at lightweight, and he has more power. He is like a 2-3 KO streak at lightweight. No. He is on a no. He only KO'd Justin Gaethje, but he KO'd. He's starting to gain KO power. He did KO the Korean Zombie at 145, but he did drop Dustin Poirier pretty badly in their fight as well. So this is a more interesting matchup at lightweight. And Max Holloway, realistically, Max Holloway said he's not fighting until next year, and if everything goes correctly, he could fight, let's say January, and then he books this fight against Ilya, giving him 6 months to prepare against Topuria for July. So that would be the best case scenario for this. Topuria, he's inactive in general, so he could fight again like in January, and then fight like in July. So they both have similar fight schedules, and so this is very possible. Like I said, I would want to see two fighters at the top of their game, in their prime, fighting each other, who are big names. Holloway has been fighting for over a decade in the UFC. He and Topuria right now is undefeated. So, and can Max Holloway, this is a redemption arc for Holloway. You know, he lost the belt 3 times to Volk. He came on a resurgence against Justin Gaethje, Korean Zombie, and then has a win over Dustin Poirier now. You know, he lost to that guy twice, and so he's on a redemption arc. And let's see if he could become champ once again at his physical prime. He's 33, right? 33 going on 34. This is a big step up fight for Holloway. I mean, this is not a big step up fight. This is a big moment for his career, like a legacy defining moment at the White House, and being the guy that Max Holloway made it clear he really wants this fight. And so if he fights Charles Oliveira, probably, like, let's say Charles Oliveira beats who is he fighting? Is it Fiziev? Or yeah, he's fighting Fiziev, right? If he beats him, and then they book Charles against Holloway for January or February, giving around there, and then giving Max Holloway 6 to 5 months, which is a good amount of time to prepare for Topuria. It makes sense. This makes sense. Topuria defense against, I don't know who give them. Who are they gonna give him for January, February? They probably give him Armin, if not Justin Gaethje or whoever. This fight is totally possible. I would love to see this fight rather than coked out 38-year-old Conor McGregor who's been out of the sport for like 6 years. I do not want to see that. I generally don't. I don't want to see Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler or Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. Like, come on. This is like, okay. Let's be fair. The UFC White House kinda is like a gimmick, type of card, but this is going to be the biggest card ever, and it makes sense to have Topuria versus Holloway, you know, at the White House, in my opinion. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments section below. And who would you like to see for main event? Like I said, I talked about this on my previous video of me explaining my whole who I would want to see on the whole White House card. Watch that video. I would say, you know, if you're curious on what I want to see for the whole event, go watch it. And thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you guys another day. Hope you guys have a good day. Enjoy life, and goodbye.